street food.
Today on Street Food India, I am here in Mumbai to sample one of Mumbai's most famous roadside snacks, Vada Pav. And I decided, since it's such a quintessential Bombay treat, that I'm going to do 3 different varieties of Vada Pav from different vendors and see how they stack up to each other. I'm with The Viral Fever shooting a project which should release next week. For the few of you foreign viewers who aren't familiar with The Viral Fever, they're basically like the college humor of India. And you'll be meeting some of them today. On to the snack, Vada Pav. I got my first taste of Vada Pav fresh off the train when I first arrived in Mumbai.
This is the vada.
Vada.
Yeah, and this is the pav. The pav is this bread.
And so what's in the Vada?
It's mostly potato.
Okay.
And some spices. And it's just covered with flour and deep fried.
Yeah, I'd eat this. I like this better than your typical veggie burger. You know, I think this is cool.
Yeah.
It's got like a little zing to it, you know. Your American vegetarian companies, you need to just come over to India and just copy what they have here. There's no reason to reinvent the wheel. They have the best vegetarian snacks and dishes on earth. These veggie burgers we have in America, they just... Ugh. So, what would this get on the emoticon-ometer?
A big smile, I think. Yeah.
I'll give it an open mouth smile. I won't go for the XD.
For my second round of Vada Pav, I joined Viral Fever founder and CEO Arnab Kumar, Anant, and Anand at Jumbo King.
So what basically Jumbo King did is they started a more hygienic form of Vada Pav because it's a staple food in Bombay. Everyone who takes I think a lunch break, or all of us also, whenever we have to grab a quick bite, you invariably go to a roadside Vada Pav. While they are very tasty, and these guys are trying to make it as tastier, but then their fascinating idea is give them a space, make it hygienic, make it nicer, and serve them like a burger. This you can say it's like a third world McDonald's. कौन सा डिश बढ़िया है यहाँ पे जम्मू किंग का?
Jammu King ka corn palak is good. Chinese combos are also really good.
That one's pretty good too. Yeah.
In India, we mix South Indian food with Chinese, Maharashtrian food with Chinese,
Punjabi food with
Punjabi
Chinese.
food with Chinese.
You get Chinese chaat in Delhi. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chinese bhel. You get Chinese bhel in Bombay.
Chinese what?
Chinese bhel.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man, I gotta try that.
Yeah, there's a thing called bhel puri in Bombay. You get
yeah.
Chinese bhel.
Typical Vada Pav costs, I guess, between 10 and 20 rupees. Here, they go as high as 55 rupees and even higher, I think. So you're talking about like 20 cents or $1. Quite a bit different of a range, but there's a lot more variety. Better than their version of the Vada, for me, was the seasoning they used. This stuff reminded me a lot of Tony Chachere's seasoning, which is this Cajun seasoning from Louisiana back in US.
How does Jumbo King's Vada Pav get rated on the emoticon-ometer?
Smiley.
Just a regular smile?
Yeah.
No, not an open mouth?
No, because this is not really the vada pav. It's more of a vada burger.
Yeah, I'll give this. I'll give it both concoctions an open mouth smile. That's where it'll get on my emoticon-ometer. I'll give the Tony Chachere seasoning. I like that. I'll give that an XD. I like that seasoning.
But to get the authentic Mumbai Vada Pav experience, Amit Gulani, aka Golu, took me out for some Vada Pav at his favorite Vada Pav stand.
So this place opens only for 3 hours a day. Usually Vada Pav is like made in the morning and evening, and it's kept there for all day, and when the customer comes they just warm it up and give it.
Good, nice and warm. Too much about fast food. That was like 3 seconds. Yeah, this is another level. This is better than the Jumbo King version. Bun is really good. Soft bun, crunchy, covering on the potato. Nice chutney with it. And how much for each?
$10.
So $10 each? Wow, that's awesome. Have you seen my emoticon-ometer? The patented emoticon-ometer. What does this Vada Pav stand get?
I love Vada Pav. I might be biased, but it's XD.
XD, all the way, all right. I think I concur out. I give this place an XD. I think the other place was like, it was an open mouth smile for me. Or maybe smile face to open mouth smile. Yeah, this is like the real deal on the street.
While there's always a risk of parasites when you're eating it on the street, it's fried, man. Just go for it. Just go for it. I mean, if you're gonna take a risk for Vada Pav. It's definitely worth it. So Golu takes part in my favorite Viral Fever spoof, Breaking Good. Now this is kind of hard to explain to a foreign audience, so I'll see if I can get it right. In Hindu tradition, there is something called prasad, and prasad is basically a food sacrifice to the gods. Once you sacrifice it, present it to the god, and it's believed to impart blessing to those who partake of it after that. So Golu is playing the part of Alok Nath, who is a famous Bollywood actor, revered for his roles kind of as this traditional man, father figure who gives away his daughters for marriage. Sometimes he plays like a priest, a pundit, as they say here. Back in the end of December, beginning of January, he went viral on Twitter when people started these memes, basically saying Alok Nath is so traditional and so old school that he does blank. And a lot of these jokes are just not going to make any sort of transition to Americans or Westerners. It's not going to make much sense. But suffice to say, it was really a funny meme. In this gag, Alok Nath finds out that everyone's been making fun of him on Twitter, and so it hurts his feelings that people are making fun of tradition like this. He discovers an old acquaintance or student, Jesse, actually distributes prasad, which is this food gift from the gods. He puts all these like religious paraphernalia into this prasad that forces people to be more traditional. They get addicted to it, it makes them more traditional.
I will offer them a prasad they cannot refuse.
Tell me, whose idea was it to do the breaking good? Like, who had the stroke of genius?
Actually, you can't put a finger. Normally what happens is we are discussing something, and usually it's the name that comes first. Right. So Breaking Bad was like something opposite to what Alok Nath might do. So somebody, I don't remember actually, in fact, who said the name. And once the name clicks, everybody, starts going on a trip with it, like let's do that, let's do that. And if 4-5 ideas click, so it's those 4-5 laughs that we get while having a trip on that name that convince us to do it.
आप प्रसाद बांटना जानते हैं और मैं प्रसाद बनाना.
So it was really an honor to be able to sample Vada Pav with Golu, who gave us all this hybrid character of Walter White and Alok Nath. So if you ever do come to Mumbai, please do sample Vada Pav by all means. And if you have Vada Pav in your neighborhood, let us know where we can pick up the best Vada Pav in your area. Until next time, I'm Forrest, the Surfing Violinist, reminding you to eat on the street and watch out for the parasites.
Street food.
Not sure if we're going to actually get to American Indian this week. We were going to have Mumbai Part 2, but we're still in the middle of a lot of filming. We actually had almost a 16-hour shoot today. We're having another shoot tomorrow. I just don't think I'm going to be able to finish or give you a quality episode for tomorrow, so we're going to postpone that. We also have a Thailand flashback coming up about some street food adventures from Bangkok. My friend Christian Zadak, the founder of Street Food, so that will either be dropping next week or the week after, depending on which I finish first.